Hey guys, welcome back to Pompoween. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Pompberry, and today I'm going to be doing something on the channel that I have literally never done before, and that is nails. So little disclaimer, I'm not a nail tech. I do not know what I'm doing. I repeat, I do not know what I'm doing. So this video is literally just me trying to make these nails, and as you can see, they worked out in the end. But it was not an easy process. And if you do know how to do nails, then please don't yell at me in the comments. I really appreciate helpful tips, but I will say that this pigment is really hard to work with, so bear that in mind while you're watching the video. And before you comment asking why didn't I mix my top coat with the pigment and just use that instead of an acrylic medium, I have tried that before and I kind of got the same results. It was gunky, it was patchy, it wasn't good. So I decided to try something different this time around. So I guess what I'm trying to say is just please don't roast me that much. Okay, so let's paint some nails. To make things easier for myself, I have these little foam blocks. I got these ages ago, I believe at Daiso, but I'm sure you can find them online. They're just these little foam blocks that have these pieces that lift up, and you stick the nails onto them with some double-sided tape or some nail tabs, and it makes it a lot easier to paint the fake nails. But today what's most exciting is that I'm going to be making super glow-in-the-dark, basically glow-in-the-light nails. This is a pure glow-in-the-dark pigment, and it is the glowiest glow-in-the-dark pigment in the world. It's by an artist called Stuart Semple. He has a company called Culture Hustle, and they strive to make kind of the best and most pigmented artist pigments in the world. So let me show you what I mean by glow in the light. You need to charge this like any other glow in the dark pigment or substance. You can either use UV light, like you can leave this in the sun, or this one in particular can be charged by a flashlight. So I'm just going to use my phone's flashlight, and I'm just going to keep it here for a little bit. And now it's glowing, and that was only a little bit. If I do this, you can really see that it's glowing. So this stuff is the world's most powerful glow-in-the-dark pigment, and I've tried painting my nails with it before. I mixed it with nail polish and it didn't really work. I mixed it into a clear base and it got super gunky and weird. So today I'm just going to mix it the way you're supposed to mix it, with an acrylic medium. But before I get into mixing this paint, I'm just going to give the nails a base coat. And I bought these nails on Amazon. I'm gonna leave the link down below. I've already pre-measured them out, so I've got the ones I need right here, but this kit is really nice. It comes with a little glass nail file, and it also comes with tabs so that you can wear the nails. But basically all I did to prep these is I measured them on my fingers and saw which ones fit which finger, and then I took my little nail file and then I just filed the tip, because a lot of fake nails come with a kind of jagged tip that you can just file down. It's super quick and easy, and it doesn't take much, but you can make it real smooth, real fast. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take these nail tabs. These are basically double-sided sticky tape that are meant for you to put on the fake nails and then onto your finger, but instead I'm gonna use them to stick them to the little foam board. As I said, I've pre-measured them and I took note of what size fits on what finger. So if you don't know, on the underside of fake nails, there's a little number at the tip, and that is the size of the nail. And the smaller it is, the bigger the nail. So this one that goes on my thumb, it's a size number 1. And the smallest one that goes on my pinky, it's a size number 9. And it fits just like that. And so for my hands, my nails go 1, 5, 3, 4, and then 9. Now I'm just going to put the little sticky tape on them. Then I just stick it down like so. And each wheel is going to be one hand, so I'm gonna start at the thumb and then go all the way to the pinky. I'm going to keep them in order. Just makes things more organized, you know, and you can also visualize it better. I'm just going to go ahead and give them a coat of base polish, and this is so that the paint has something to grip onto, because since these are made of plastic, they are quite smooth and I'm afraid that the acrylic might just bead up on them. So I'm just going to quickly do a nice base coat, nothing too fancy. And it's a lot easier to do if you pick up the wheel instead of having having it on a flat surface, I find anyway. While that's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and mix up the paint, and I'm gonna do it in a little disposable cup. I'm roughly following the proportions that are stated on the website, and it's written here on the lid as well. It says mix 2.5 parts lit with 1 part water, stir into super base, an acrylic medium or linseed oil. So super base is Culture Hustle's acrylic medium base. I just got the Liquitex acrylic base. Because the Culture Hustle one wouldn't arrive on time, it's shipped from the UK. So by the time I thought of this, there wasn't enough time. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, kind of measure it. I'm going to be very careful. See, it spills everywhere. This is just a loose pigment, and this is why I'm working on a matte. I'm just going to, so just be careful with it. How am I gonna do this? I'm going to roughly eyeball it, but I'm gonna do about 5. And then I'm going to do 2 drops of water, so 1 or 4 maybe, because they're pretty small drops. So let's see how that looks. Might have to adjust it. Yeah, I'm going to add a little more water. And this pigment mixes into the water really well. The thing is that there's no binding agent for it to stick onto things. So it needs a binding agent, which is going to be our acrylic medium. Right now it's all sticking to my paintbrush. So now I'm going to take the acrylic medium, and then I'm gonna do about the same quantity of water. I'm gonna add the medium. Ooh, that mixes pretty well. That might actually be a little too liquidy. I might have to add some more pigment in here because right now it is very liquidy. Just going to sprinkle some more pigment. This is supposed to have the consistency of acrylic paint, so you can pretty much judge the consistency by eyeballing it. And add a little more pigment, but I feel like now I've gotten it to a pretty good consistency. My brush has actually kind of inflated, and it's all kind of, I don't even know how to explain it, but I feel like there's a ton of pigment like stuck in the bristles, and it's not allowing my brush to kind of lay flat. So I'm actually gonna go wash it off so that I can properly paint the nails with this. So I have a test nail that I've got stuck to this little piece of plastic, and I'm going to test out whatever I do on the nails first on this nail. And the paint is already starting to separate. I feel like this pigment is really tricky to work with. It's very chalky and it likes to separate a lot, so I'm just giving it a good mix before I use it. And then I'm going to paint the nail. And I know that with acrylic paint you have to go low and slow, just very thin layers. This one seems very thin. I don't know if the pigment just doesn't bind well to the medium. That could be it. But I just want to show you what's happening to my brush. You can see it's puffed out. This is a flat brush and it is not flat. And that's the pigment pushing itself into the bristles. I'm not quite sure why it does this, but it does. It's a very finicky pigment. I've tried painting other things with it and it just, I don't know. Okay, now it seems to be dry, so I'm going in with a second layer, but it is tricky. It doesn't apply like a nail polish, and it doesn't apply like a regular acrylic either. But I feel like if I just do thin layers of this, it'll eventually work itself out. It's just got a very weird and grainy texture because the pigment is very kind of chalky almost. It feels basically like chalk. Since I can tell that it works, it's just probably going to need a lot of layers. I'm gonna start doing that on my actual nails that I'm gonna be using. I feel like because it's trying to grip onto the base coat, it's slipping around a lot, but it'll grip better to itself when I apply a second coat. I should probably start with a thinner coat. So let's thin this out. And because the pigment is almost gritty, I think it's going to give the paint a better base to stick onto. You can see just how streaky it is. It's dry now and it looks chalky and streaky. That's because the pigment is like that. And I imagine it does work better if you use it with Culture Hustle's acrylic medium, but this is something to note that if you have this pigment or if you were planning on buying it, it does behave very differently from other pigments. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a second coat. This is already taking a little bit better to the nails. Okay, I decided to change the lighting a little bit and I feel like this is a lot better. Sorry I didn't do this before. But you can tell that the paint has dried because it becomes matte. So I'm just going to keep doing my layers. It's tough trying to paint with this brush. Like, it is all in there. I don't understand why. I'm probably going to go wash it after I do this layer. It's getting in the way of clean and even layers, so that's no good. This is just ridiculous. Like, look at this brush. Okay, I washed the brush out, but I still feel like it's a little frayed, but at least it's better than it was. Okay, that's definitely a little bit better for painting. There seems to be a big gap happening right here. Seems like the top layers kind of disturb the bottom layers, which is a little weird for acrylic paint. Usually you can layer it no problem. But again, this pigment is weird AF, so. I've done, I think, like 6 layers at this point, and I've thinned out whatever's left in the cup with some more acrylic medium to try to get the consistency to be a little better. Even if the pigment is thinned out, I'd rather the consistency be better to work with. So I'm just going to continue applying layers until they're pretty even, and that might take like quite a few more layers if I'm honest. So no, this is not exactly easy. I know that there's like glow-in-the-dark nail polishes out there, and this would be already probably over and done with, but I did want to use this specific pigment, so I'm just trying to make it work, but it is a bit of a challenge, not gonna lie. So after doing a ton of layers, I let it dry, and you can see that it came out kind of lumpy and bumpy. So instead of doing more layers to try to fix it, I just decided to file the bumps down and remove any of the imperfections that way. This is an extra step that I wasn't expecting that I had to do, but in the end, it was the best decision. Filing it down did the trick, and then I went on to do a layer of top coat, but I decided to mix some of the pigment into the top coat just to hopefully add one more layer of opacity to the nails, and then I just let that dry. It's now the next day, and you can see it's still not super uniform. It's still a little patchy, but I'm not too worried because I'm gonna be stamping some designs on them, which will kind of hide the patchiness. Now, I just wanted to show you one that I did just with nail polish mixed with the pigment, and this is only 2 coats, and you can see it's much more even. And I probably should have done it this way, honestly, but I had done this way before and I hadn't gotten a good result for some reason, so that's why I decided to try the acrylic paint this time. But I think going slowly with just nail polish mixed in with the pigment is probably the best route. This one's also patchy, which you can't really see, but if I light it up with my flashlight, you can see it's pretty patchy. So I feel like this pigment, there's no real way around it. Like, it just doesn't like to be that uniform. So you can do either one. I feel like probably the nail polish is easier, but it still gets patchy. That's just the thing. So now I'm gonna be doing some nail stamps from MoU London, and I've got 3 Halloween plates here that I'm gonna be using. Now, nail stamping is so much fun. It can be really frustrating, but it's also pretty fun. It's frustrating because it doesn't always work, and I'm hoping it does this time. The stamping polish I'm gonna be using is the Born Pretty polish. I've tried the MoU London polishes, but they just don't work for me for some reason. They don't work with my stamper. I don't know. And I'm using a MoU stamper as well. This is just a little clear stamper. Okay, so my experience with stamps is that you gotta work fast. I'm gonna start with with knocking nails down. I'm gonna start with the thumb right here because you can almost see the original nail color here at the top. So I'm gonna use a stamp to hide that, and I'm gonna use this big glob one right here. And I lost the scraper that came with this stamper, so I just use a rewards card. But the things you have to have on hand are pure acetone, cotton pads, and stuff like that. Again, I'm not a nail tech. I literally do not know what I'm doing. I've just done this a few times before. Scrape. Oh, I scraped too hard. Okay, I scraped too hard. See, I literally don't know what I'm doing. Scrape once, not that hard. Twice. Okay, now I'm going to pick it up on my stamper. That didn't pick up shit. Okay, try number 2. One trick that I've learned to preserve your stamper is, instead of cleaning it with acetone, is using tape, which I forgot to grab. So let me do that right now. Clearly I'm not prepared. Now I'm ready. I've got my lint roller, and now I just, whoops. round 2 of me failing miserably. Let's do this. I mean, this whole video, honestly, has just been me failing miserably. But anyway, we're not here to learn. We're here to have fun. Because if you wanted to learn, you'd be watching an actual nail channel. And you're clearly not. Swipe once, not that hard. Swipe twice, not that hard. Boom. Got it on the stamp. Yes, it worked. Kind of. Kind of. Just going to remove the little one there. And then let's stamp it. Okay, hold on. I'm probably taking too long for this. Want it to be in the shot. Ah, there we go. Oh, kind of worked. It's a little small, but that worked. Look at that. Look at that. I think I might do it again and just add another one here on the side and on the other side too. So let's do that again. Clean it always with pure acetone. Just straight up nail polish remover doesn't really work. It doesn't clean that well. Maybe should be wearing a glove to handle the acetone, but I don't know. And then one more time. There you go. I'm gonna add a glob there. That did not work. Now I'm gonna add a glob. Hold on, I'm gonna take this out so that I can maneuver it better. I'm gonna add a glob over here. That didn't work either. Damn, I think it dried before I had the chance to put it on. So I'm just gonna lightly scrape it off. That's fine. And we're gonna do this again. See, it's a process. I definitely always have issues when I stamp my nails. Do that there. Oh, it worked. I just kind of fill in the gaps that way. Okay, what the hell is this here? Sir, you're not allowed to be here. There we go. Some drippy drips. Now I'm going to use this little spider guy because the whole theme of this look is little spiders. Scrapey scrape. Boom, there he is. Now I'm going to do it on this guy. It worked! I feel like there's stuff missing around it. I'm just gonna keep adding stuff and I'll let you guys watch while I do that and probably fail a few more times. Okay, so I have done and redone a bunch. I'm not super happy with this guy here because it came out not super crisp, but I also don't really care at this point. This one came out super crisp and I love him. I zhuzhed the thumb one up a little bit. I want to add something here to the pinky, still trying to figure out what. And yeah, I still got a few more to go, so let's continue. Let's do this. Whoops. It's been a lot of this, me just having to redo shit because I wasn't paying attention. So, what's your experiences with nail stamping? I only have MoU London plates and the Born Pretty polishes that I bought after I got frustrated by the MoU polishes. Oh, that is not smack in the middle. Haha. Just kidding. Pretend that never happened. And do it again! Now I want to take some of these little moons. Gonna grab, I think, the same moon, but now I'm gonna flip it and reverse it. Just like Missy Elliott. Although very much not at all like Missy Elliott. Boom! That's cute. I decided I'm gonna go with these little stars. I'm gonna do that on this side. And then I'm gonna do the same on the other side and hopefully hide that little black dot, whatever that was. I've been doing that a lot too, hiding my mistakes with other stamps. Sometimes I create a bigger mistake, but sometimes it works out. And there we go. It hides my little mistake. Yay! I feel like it's missing some shiz up there. Maybe down here. I don't know. I think I might add some little just random stars. And I'm gonna do that like two more times. That's not a good one. Guys, whoever told you that nail stamping was easy kind of lied to you. I'm just adding a bunch of these little stars. Okay, I feel like this hand, they've all been successful. And I want to add something here. I was thinking about adding just the no. No. Oh, I kind of really like that. Look at my hands. Look at this. These are the hands of someone who doesn't know what they're doing. Oh no! What smudged that? Oh, this nail was perfect. What the hell did I do? Oh, I'm so mad at myself right now. So I ended up erasing that moon. Now I'm gonna redo it and I'm so mad. Now this is still a little smudged. So mad. Now back to this shit show that is me trying to get these little tiny little baby stars. Okay, that doesn't look great, but we'll keep adding stars until it does. You know what? I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't had any food yet today. That might be part of the problem. Why did I think that was a good idea? I might fill in to make the stars look like they're falling from the pure black. Okay, I don't hate that. Listen, sometimes you gotta roll the punches and you end up doing shit like this, but it's fine. Oh, that is a clean stamp. Oh, I am glad I redid that. Then at the end, I'm gonna do the little pumpkin. I hope that it'll be like a nice little solution to this ending all of a sudden. Well, pumpkin! Yay! Pumpkin! I feel like there should be something at the end too. Maybe a little star? I just add little stars to everything. Oh, that's cute! One more nail to go! Woo! Unless I decide to redo this one. Am I gonna do that? Okay, for this nail, I'm gonna attempt this moth right here. And I know it's too small for the nail, but then I can get the little stars around it and just like fill in the outside is my hope. Ooh, that's a nice clean stamp. I feel like I'm like getting the hang of this thing. Ooh, and that's centered, and I can already use the ones that are still on here to fill in the gap. Boom, look at this guy. Okay, this guy's a winner. Now, they are all done, and it begs the question, am I gonna redo this guy? Okay, instead of redoing it, I decided I'm just gonna clean up the parts that aren't super crisp, because then it'll be fine. And I'm going to be using the Moyu London top coat because I find that it doesn't smudge the stamping nail polish as much. But you still want to be pretty careful with your coats. You don't want to smudge anything. You want to make sure that the stamping polish is completely dry. And then once I have a nice even coat on there, I can go back and do another coat of the top coat. I just don't want to add too much from the get-go because I don't want to smudge anything. But you can see it makes everything look so much nicer. I'm gonna wait for these to dry and probably gonna do a second coat. Okay, you know what? I'm getting ballsy, and when I do my second top coat, I'm going to add some little stones and little decorations. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the second layer of top coat, and then I'm going to add a little stone right there. Oh, that is so cute. On this one, I'm gonna do a little star right at the top. Right there, boom! First try. This one, I'm not gonna do anything. This one, definitely gonna add a little stone and nothing on this guy because he's already been through a lot. Now I just gotta let them dry, and then once they're on my fingers, I'll come back to show you what they look like. And these are the finished nails. And to make them light up, all you gotta do is charge them in UV light or just regular light, and boom. And the nails glow so much that you can see the reflection of the light on my face. They are so cool. So even though that wasn't very informative, I still hope you enjoyed seeing the journey that was making these nails. I definitely need to practice doing some more nail art because I do actually love it. I usually just don't have the time for it. And I think I will make more press-ons because I do love wearing them because they're so practical. Like you can just pop them on whenever you need them and then take them right off so that you can live your day-to-day life without the nails being in the way. Like I literally cannot function with nails this long. I'm used to them like about half this size, but when they're this long, I literally like I can't type on my laptop. Like I don't know what to do with myself with these nails other than do this. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the dumpster fire that was this video. I want to hear what you thought of it down below. Please be nice though. Also, please let me know if you've worked with this pigment before and if you found a workaround to make it less difficult, because I don't know, I'm at a loss here. I might also have to try it with... Why is my camera shaking? And let me know if you want to see some more nail art videos. Hopefully ones that are better than this one, because this one was just one failure after another. So I promise if I do make other ones in the future, they will be better. They will be more well done. I promise. I don't suck this much at nail art. I'm 100% just putting all the blame on the pigment. Even my little stamping difficulties, that was all the pigment's fault. I had nothing to do with it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying Pompoween so far. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to all my patrons who support me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.